Hi there guys, my name is Drea and this is the second episode of my podcast, and today we will talk about one of the strongest forces in anime, manga type stuff, because this is an anime podcast aimed to have different layers to it. So today we will talk about a very strong force indeed, and that is Imoutos, or little sisters, because they depending on if they were given like a main role especially, and they're not just like faceless background characters by any means. Imoutos are really strong characters that can either usually take command of their big brother and make him do stuff, or they'll be the sole reason why the big brother is doing stuff in the first place. It's not really that common for like it to be an older sister and little sister dynamic. I think it's usually, if there is a little sister, then there's an older brother, right? Or like a step brother and stuff like that. It usually has that much more dynamic. I mean, I'm sure there's ones with older sister and sister dynamic, like in Railgun, right? The girl, I mean, she's not exactly the sister, but she calls her like she is, right? With how she calls out to her and says One-sama. I think that's in Railgun, right? And there's like a few other series like where the girl is calling out to the older person, but usually the Imoutos I'm talking about are the ones that are like with their brothers, and they're just trying to either they cause the trouble or they're the source of the strength for the sibling and stuff like that. By cause trouble, I mean like, take an example, Muru-chan. Like, she's a top-notch student is what we're told. She gets good grades, she's very popular, but at home she just wants to relax and chill and whatnot. And then so her brother is the one that supplies her with all her stuff, right? Like, she just goes crazy in his in their place. I think they both live together, or they both live together, right? But anyways, mostly she's remembered as being a very annoying little sister, because her relaxed mode is just her going bonkers and not even like caring half the time. Whatever she does, she'll do and stuff like that. I don't particularly dislike Himaru, but I wouldn't want to have a sibling like her either, that's that relaxed and like have to take on that much responsibility from her. Now, in contrast to her, let's check on another little sister, like the one in Demon Slayer. Her I like a lot. Big hearts for her. In fact, when I see her, I'm just like, yay, you can do it, woohoo, type of stuff. When I first was watching Demon Slayer, the reason why I continued it without even a second thought was the moment I saw Nezuko and what she was gonna go through and stuff like that. I only watched season 1. I need to watch the movie and season 2, but I was just cheering on Nezuko all the entire time, because she's just a really great character. She's cute, she tries her best. Of course, she's mostly inside a box, but hey, stuff happens. And she is one of the main reasons why Tanjiro is trying so hard to help her out of her situation. If you know what her situation is, because I'm vaguely going to talk about it, but that's as much as I'll get into it, since this is not the Demon Slayer arc that I'm going to talk about. Maybe one day I'll make an episode for just Demon Slayer, and then we'll just go into every little bit, but who knows. Anyways, so let's check a different kind of Imouto. I'm just trying to think of a different kind of dynamic with the little sisters. Like, let's talk about the twins in Bakemonogatari. Aside from the scenes and all that, they are each other's sisters, and they're also the sisters of the main lead, and they both have their own traits. They're both wild in their own way. I have watched a few seasons of it, so I don't know how much of the short-haired one we see more of, because we usually see more of the long-hair one as far as I remember it. But they're also wild card sisters, and you don't know what's gonna happen next with them at all. Then there's Shiba Miyuki, who is also, she's attending the same school as her brother, and you could argue that maybe she likes him a bit too much, presumably, but she can hold her own as well, and it's not like she necessarily needs her brother, but she does appreciate her brother in a way, right? That's how I remembered. But like I said, you could say that sometimes in series that it does seem like the sisters are going a bit to some feelings that they might need to tone down a little bit, kind of, right? They do what they want. They are a very strong, mostly unstoppable force. So either you're there to protect your little sister, or you're there to not get beaten by your little sister. It's a fun dynamic to watch in anime nonetheless, when done correctly, because you never know who you're gonna get. For a more silent type-ish sister, I would say, so the younger sister in Haganai, I don't have many friends, or Boku wa Tomodachi ga Sukunai, right? I really did enjoy the little sister there, Kobato. I mean, she's just doing her own thing, dressing up as her own way. She's not really that disruptive to the older brother either. She's just, doing whatever and stuff like that. And she's pretty cute and relaxing to watch, I'd say. I would talk about the sister in Oregaimu if I watched that series, but I haven't watched that series yet, so I'm not gonna say anything about that, because I know a few things about it, but I haven't watched the series myself, so I'm not gonna act like I know exactly how their dynamic is. It's aside from what I've heard. So instead of that, I'm just gonna talk about the little sister in Hyper Dimension Neptunia, which is Nepgear, and she is so cute. She's taller than her older sister, right? And when they're not powering up, because I think when they power up, they're like similar heights a bit more, but when they're powered down, she's more taller than her sister, but she's pretty cute. It's not like she's trying to outshine her sister or anything like that. She just likes her sister, which is nice to have sometimes, right? You don't always have to be in like a I don't like my sibling kind of mood always, because I think sibling dynamics are, you never know what's gonna happen, but you have like waves of it, right? Like first wave, maybe they don't like you depending on how much your parents might be neglecting them as soon as you come by, so who knows? Or maybe they're very protective of you in the beginning, but then they're all like they want to just go their own way, and then your parent might force them on you to just take them out and stuff like that, so they get a little resentment towards you, but then after a while they come back around to liking you again. you just never know, okay? Can go up, down, down, up, down, 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 and then up again. Who's to say how the dynamic is gonna shape up and stuff like that? But I think as long as you somewhat get along with your siblings, at least, they can be pretty cool to have around. And it's usually fun to watch siblings with, how they interact with each other if they're not like forgotten and whatnot and stuff like that. See, another example for sister dynamics, it would be, Rem and Ram from ReZero, which I watched only the first season of ReZero because like Subaru just totally made me so angry. I just like and all the time I'm just screaming at the screen saying, Ram, you deserve better, Ram. My best girl in that series is Ram. Only season 1 so far. I am planning on watching the other season, but yeah, Rem is my girl. I would very much like to have a figurine of her as well, if I can, in the future, hopefully. But I also like their dynamics as siblings, like Rem is the younger sister. I believe I'm remembering it right. And, the way they treat each other is kind of nice. They watch out for each other and they got each other's back, so that's cool. And I'm also noticing that I've said usually sisters are paired with like older brothers, and now I've come up with examples with older sister and younger sister examples as well, and I'm all like, maybe I do know a lot of either dynamic, who knows? And it's just it doesn't come to mind like outright, but I do know about it, maybe. And also there's of course a very famous pairing in No Game No Life with the siblings that do what they can, and of course sometimes there are questionable moments in their relationship, like, let's be honest, right? Well, we all question some of what they're doing, but in all, I do like Shiro from that series. She's pretty cute. It's not like Shiro is just being shielded by her brother, or she's just beside him and she can't do anything for herself. She is, in more ways, I think, more smarter than her brother, and she's actually carrying both their weight sometimes. I'm not saying the brother is completely useless. I'm just saying, Shiro, I think, is more useful than him most of the time, right? Okay, so for a last example for Imouto's greatness and whatnot in series and stuff like that, I wanted to talk about the one in the anime with this considerably long title, Senshin Butsuta Yaro wa Bunny Girl Senpai no Yume no wo Minanai. And of course, I'm sorry if I'm butchering these names so much, but this is the one with the Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. And of course, I mean, looking at the cover, you think it's going to be a different kind of anime, but then you watch the anime and it's a different kind of anime in a way, right? I think if you just show someone the cover and they just watch it, they might be a little bit disappointed, but it is a pretty good series. And I do feel a bit sad for the little sister there without spoiling it too much, but I also like her as well, and her outfit, her personality was pretty nice and whatnot. And of course, I was cheering her on to see if she could, get through some of the stuff that was bothering her and whatnot. But anyways, yeah. How important do you think Imoutos are in animes? Like, do you think they're all just made to be a nuisance, or do you support more the little sister than maybe the main character if they're like more of a supporting character, not a main character? Or do you think like every anime ever should have some kind of sibling, especially in Imouto, that you can just look at and just say, oh, so cute and whatnot? Who knows, right? I just wanted to say that, good luck to little sisters out there. We'll be rooting for most of you. And let's talk about something else in another episode. But thank you for listening or watching. I mean, there's not much to watch, just me, my avatar just swaying around and whatnot sometimes. But thanks for listening to the podcast. Hopefully I'll get like at least one person who likes it. Who knows? I don't know how often I'll do podcast episodes or how long each episode will be, but I'll try to make like one new episode once a week, or at worst like a new episode every 2 weeks or so, depending on how much support I can get. So like and subscribe for Lita's help. None of my channels are big or anything, so just help us very small creator out here. I'll appreciate it. But aside from that, I hope you have a good day, good night, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is you're gonna have, or like one of the best weeks ever. Everything goes smooth and stuff like that. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. Catch you wherever I can. I do have my main channel, which is just drealost. It has right now more gaming content than anything. There's a little bit of anime content sprinkled there, and some other kind of content I'm trying to sprinkle in as well, because why not, right? I'll see you all later, and bye-bye for now. Take care.